with my brother's girlfriend, it tore my family apart. When I was in my mid-20s, my younger brother, Ezra, 19, went away to an out-of-state school. I had just finished my own stay at my university, so I went back home to find an apartment close to my family. Ezra's girlfriend, Melanie, 19, also stayed behind to study at a local college. She and I would hang out once in a while. I didn't realize at first that I was playing with fire by doing this. Melanie and I got closer. We would go to the movies, grab a bite, and hang out at family dinners. Ezra couldn't be there, but my dad would extend invites to Melanie, who Ezra dated all throughout high school. They planned to be married after school, so she was family. My dad also remarried, so we were trying to build new bonds with his new wife and her kids, one of whom was close in age to Melanie. I guess things began to get messy when my dad's new wife started to comment that I looked better with Melanie. I had a stable job and was ready to start my life and settle down. Melanie was offended at first, but as we grew closer, she began to make similar comments. Ezra would come down for the summer or some weekends where they would still sleep together and function like a couple because they are a couple. When he would leave, she would be with me. Things got physical one night after I reacted jealously at her and Ezra snuggling up. It was the turning point that I'd been waiting on. I know now that I was wrong, and I'm not proud of any of this. My dad and his wife were at odds over our relationship. My dad was actually furious with me and demanded we stop. Melanie was disinvited from family dinners, and my dad reached out to my mom to inform her about us. My dad's wife had an opposite opinion. I have another sibling, 6 in total, all brothers, Aaron, who suspected something was off. Things came to a head when Aaron took Ezra aside during a visit to let him know what he learned from who knows where. Aaron has always had it out for me, or so I believe. Another story for another day. But what happened after set my whole life in motion in the direction it's been for the last decade. It's been just over 10 years since Ezra discovered what we had done and set the whole family on fire. He had a go at our parents and my dad's wife for her involvement and their silence, and then he just left. It took a while, maybe a few months, 8, but he left, and I have yet to ever see him again. Those 8 months, I was not a kind person. After Melanie was embarrassed and mistreated by Ezra for cheating, I immediately took her in, and we became official. Our family disapproved for a while, but eventually they came around. She fell pregnant, and I proposed. Her parents and my parents learned of this and agreed that it was best for the baby that we marry, so they paid for everything. It was a humble wedding, but my family pulled through for me and showed up. During this time, Aaron continued to lecture my parents about their involvement with our relationship and abandonment of Ezra. I understood that he was in pain and needed them. I did too. I was becoming a new father and husband. I was looking into buying my first home, starting my first big job, and planning a wedding. I didn't expect Ezra to suck it up, but they are my parents too. My parents were preoccupied with us, so much so that Ezra moved a few towns over and we didn't notice until a month or so. We used to see him around town where he worked, but we noticed we stopped seeing him. I reached out only to find his number was changed. Aaron was no help, just criticisms and warnings about Ezra's well-being. No kind words for me, Melanie, or our child though. I lost 2 brothers in actuality. Eventually our wedding grew closer and the invitations were sent out. No response from Ezra and Aaron.
This is bait.
Which I expected. So I asked my mom to verify with them. I understood if the answer was no. What we found was they were completely gone. Aaron had a longtime girlfriend who RSVP'd no to our wedding and clammed up about where my brothers went off to. One aunt, the one who would often echo Aaron's comments and skipped out on my wedding, let us know that they were safe and that we needed to move on. So that was that. Sad to say, I haven't seen them in 10 years. My parents were obviously distraught and regretful. It put a huge damper on our wedding and the birth of my child. We thought about combining their names as a middle name for my son, but ultimately decided no. They would likely never meet my kids, so no need to confuse them. However, watching my parents break down whenever family would get together took its toll. Anyone who knew where they were did not say. It remains a great cloud over our lives to this day. I thought we had moved on by the time Mel and I had another kid. My parents seemed happy to be with me and my remaining brothers, and they saw that Mel and I were serious about our relationship. Soon enough, though, my mom decided to voice her regrets to me and Melanie personally. When she found out about our relationship, she was staunchly against us, but came around when Mel fell pregnant. Now she believes that she made a mistake where she lost 2 sons. Her relationship with Mel has suffered greatly. My dad's family is much more welcoming to Mel. She's one of their own. My dad does miss his sons, but also loves his grandkids. He was content with this for a long time until my mom went ahead and located Aaron and Ezra. It hurt to feel that she would prefer to have held on to them and lose me and my sons in the process. She found that they were both married. Aaron to his longtime girlfriend, who eventually moved away years ago, and Ezra to an unknown woman. Both have a good amount of children, more than I have, in fact. My mother got some therapy and reached out to my brothers and has made contact with Ezra. Aaron declined to reconcile. So she's been in contact with him for a year, even going as far as taking my youngest brothers with her to spend Christmas with Ezra and his family. I've seen pictures of his sons and daughters and his wife too. I thought to keep a lot of this from my dad, but I come from a gossipy family, so I did show him what I found on my mom's Facebook before they could. My dad was overcome again, as if the wound was freshly exposed. He felt he missed a lot and couldn't bear it. He looked at the images for a long time and eventually called my mom, and they spoke for hours. So I sit here with fractured relationships everywhere. My mom does not approve of me and my family. Mel and my mom do not speak. My dad is heartbroken. Ezra and Aaron took off and built a life with their own families. From pictures, it seems they are still close, and though Aaron does not speak to our mother, his wife and kids do. The rest of my siblings are young men just coming into their own. I love them so much, but I can't relate to them like I relate to my brothers, who are closer in age. It's been years since I've had to deal with what my actions have caused. My wife is beginning to get insecure about my feelings towards her. She wonders if I regret her and the kids. I want to fix this. I failed to fix it before, but I need to now. I don't know how to repair it though. How can I make amends for a marriage and life I don't regret? It took you 10 years to realize you may have effed up? Yeah. And you still sound entitled? How do you even manage that? The whole story is about you. You're hurt. And now Ezra's the bad guy because he wasn't there. I say, why would he be there for a snake like you? You were the one to implode your family. Not only you betrayed him as a brother, but also your darling wife with who you cheated on him with. Why would he want anything to do with you? You both betrayed him in so many ways that it really effed him up. I'm glad for him he had Aaron to look after him. And then when he moved out, you didn't even notice. You didn't care. You don't even care now. You don't want to reconcile for his well-being or your parents' well-being. No. You want to reconcile so nobody bothers you about what happened and you and your wife can live with no burden on your conscience. I could go on and on about how trash you are, but really, it's a waste of time. Good for your brothers to cut out as toxic person as you are from their lives. Leave them alone. You will continue to live with the consequences of your actions even if you do contact them. Comment 2. Did you ever apologize for betraying him in the worst way a brother can? Personally, you come across as unapologetic. OP says, a lot of people seem to think I'm not sorry or that I'm playing the victim. I swear I didn't mean to. I will bring this post to my therapist so she can show me what I can't see. I tried to apologize so many times before he left. I admit that I was a butt during that time as well, so maybe the way I tried to make amends didn't work because of that. A lot of emotionally charged responses here. Going to try a less angry reply. Unfortunately, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Though you may have failed to think the decision through at the time, you made a decision to have a relationship with your now wife and give up your relationship with your brother. Realistically, I don't see how you could have expected a different outcome. Betraying your brother also had the consequences of making your family members choose sides, a near impossible task in your conflict. Again, you decided tearing your family apart was worth it if you could be with your brother's girlfriend, now your wife. Looking back, you seem to be realizing the actual choices you made. I would regret the casualties of my family relationships as well. If you want to write your brother some letters, by all means, go ahead. I think your best bet is to move on and try to be the best you can be. Best dad, best husband, best son. You can't unmake the past, but you can make your future. I feel for you, dude, even if you were a gigantic a-hole 10 years ago. If I could think of some advice to help you put your family back together, I'd give it to you. I just don't think it's possible. But that is the end of that story.